What if no one could ever shake you again? Not with words, not with silence, not with betrayal. Most men walk through life easily provoked. A disrespectful comment, a broken promise, a simple delay. Suddenly they're angry, bitter, or drained. Not because the world is cruel, but because they've never learned to master their emotional reactions. But the Stoics knew something we've forgotten. Power belongs to the man who stays calm under pressure. Mental strength isn't about force, it's about control. And self-control begins with one unshakable truth: you don't have to react. In this video, you're going to learn how to build stoic emotional control, how to stop letting people push your buttons, and how to protect your peace like a man who answers to no one's chaos. You'll understand why lowering your expectations isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Why silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. Why your emotions are not the enemy, but your reaction to them can be. If you've ever felt like people take your calm for granted, or that life constantly pulls you off balance, you're not alone. But today, that changes. This is not motivation, it's a transformation. Stay with me. What you're about to hear could shift how you deal with everything. If this speaks to you, like the video, subscribe and share this with someone who needs it. Because strength isn't loud, it's steady. And from this point on, nothing and no one gets to control your peace again. 1. Make self-control your shield. There's a moment, small, almost forgettable, when a man gives away his power. Someone interrupts him, someone mocks him, someone ignores him, and inside, a storm brews. His chest tightens, his jaw clenches, he speaks louder than necessary. Just like that, the calm is gone. Not because the other person was strong, but because he reacted. And in that reaction, he surrendered. We often mistake reaction for strength. We think the man who roars back is powerful. But the truth is colder. Power isn't in the noise, it's in the silence you choose. Self-control isn't the absence of emotion, it's the refusal to be ruled by it. You don't need to become numb, you need to become precise. Anger is instinct. It's fast, loud, hot, and dangerous. It feels like action, but it often leads to regret. When someone insults you and you explode, they win because they got to you. They dictated your state, and without knowing it, you let them write your script. A man who is easily provoked is a man who has no walls, no boundaries. His emotions are public property. Anyone can walk in, press a button, and own him for a moment. Now imagine another man. He hears the same insult, but nothing shifts. His breath remains steady. His gaze doesn't flinch. He's not suppressing a reaction. He has mastered it. Because he trained for this. Because he knows emotional control is not about appearing tough. It's about not giving strangers the keys to your peace. This is Stoic power. It's not about ego. It's about ownership of your time, your energy, your emotional space. You've probably experienced this before. You're in traffic, someone cuts you off, your pulse spikes, words rise to your lips, and for what? They're gone. But now you're tense, distracted, off balance. That's the cost of reaction. You pay for it long after the moment passes. The Stoic man knows this, so he pauses. He lets the urge come, but not take over. He breathes, he remembers, the world doesn't owe him perfect order. His control lies within. Most people live in survival mode, ready to defend, to prove, to retaliate. But that posture weakens you. It places your identity in the hands of others. If they offend you, you respond. If they praise you, you smile. You're no longer grounded, you're reactive. And a reactive man is a slave to the world's mood swings. So how do you build the shield? You start with the pause. When triggered, don't speak, don't move. Feel the wave inside you rise, and don't ride it. Observe it, acknowledge it, but don't obey it. That pause is your power. It's where you break the pattern. Over time, you become less reactive, more composed. You stop fighting noise with noise. You stop chasing justice in small conflicts. You protect your energy like it's your lifeblood, because it is. This isn't about being passive. A Stoic man doesn't ignore injustice, but he knows when to act and when to let go. He knows when to speak and when silence carries more force. He chooses his battles, and when he engages, he does so with clarity, not heat. You don't need to prove your strength, you need to own it. The loudest man in the room often lacks the most control. The quiet one, the calm one, the one who doesn't flinch. That's the man people feel. That's the man people respect. From this moment forward, let your first instinct not be reaction, but stillness. Let stillness become your habit. Let calm be your reputation. When you master that, you become untouchable. Not because the world stops testing you, but because it can no longer reach what it once controlled. 2. Lower expectations of others. You keep getting disappointed because you keep expecting too much. That's the trap. It begins quietly, with a thought that someone should know better, should do more, should understand. You expect them to say the right thing, to appreciate you, to respect your boundaries without being told. But when they don't, you feel it. Frustration, anger, even betrayal. You start to believe people are failing you. But the truth is simpler and harder. They're just being who they are. The pain doesn't come from their behavior. It comes from your expectation that they'd be someone else. Expectation is a silent contract you wrote, but no one else signed it. You thought a friend would defend you, a partner would be more patient, and a coworker would recognize your effort, but they didn't. And in that gap between what you hoped for and what you got, your peace disappeared. That gap is where resentment grows. You start to carry the weight of what you wish someone would be, and it begins to crush you. The Stoics didn't waste time blaming others for being who they were. Marcus Aurelius woke up every morning, reminding himself that he'd meet the ungrateful, the arrogant, the dishonest. Not because he was negative, because he was prepared. When you accept human nature, you stop demanding perfection. You stop handing your peace to the nearest disappointment. You don't expect silence from the storm or clarity from confusion. You learn to see people as they are, not as you want them to be. Imagine walking into a room expecting nothing. You don't assume the waiter will be polite, the driver will be calm, or your friend will remember your birthday. You simply observe, you engage, you respond, but you don't react. You've freed yourself from the leash of assumption. You're no longer shocked when someone disappoints you, because you've let go of the idea that they owe you something they never promised. That freedom, it's subtle, but it changes everything. Most men tie their inner peace to how others behave. A stranger's rudeness can ruin their morning. A family member's silence can trigger weeks of tension. But what if you could untie that knot? What if you stopped expecting others to deliver your peace to you wrapped in a bow? What if you stopped demanding that broken people act like whole ones? That's where Stoicism breathes. It meets reality on its own terms. It doesn't demand fairness from people who don't even know what fairness means. It doesn't ask for understanding from those who are still at war with themselves. It says, meet people where they are, and don't let it move you. Here's what you can do right now. Think of one person who keeps disappointing you. A friend, a colleague, a relative. Ask yourself, am I upset because of what they did, or because of what I thought they should do? Write it down. Say it aloud. Let that question become a mirror, because in that moment of reflection, you'll see it clearly. You weren't betrayed. You were just assuming too much. Lowering expectations doesn't mean becoming cold. It means becoming clear. It's not the death of hope. It's the birth of understanding. You don't need to stop loving people. You need to stop letting your hopes for them become the weapon they use to hurt you. Begin with this. Today, I will see others as they are, not as I wish them to be. I will no longer beg the rain to be sunshine. I will build a shelter instead. That's Stoic freedom, not from others, but from the burden of needing them to be something else. 3. Practice indifference to provocation. Some people don't want peace. They want your reaction. They poke, they prod, they wait for you to explode, because that's how they feel in control. When you lose your temper, they win. Not because they're stronger, but because they've dragged you into their chaos. The moment you react, you step into their frame. You let them decide who you become. And that's the real loss. Not the insult, not the argument, but the fact that you let them reach your center. Indifference is not apathy. It's not ignoring injustice or pretending something doesn't hurt. Indifference in the Stoic sense means this. You don't let anything that doesn't deserve your energy take it from you. You choose where your mind rests. You decide who gets access. You protect your focus like it's sacred. Because it is. Every time you let a fool provoke you, you abandon your throne and go fight in the mud. Think of the last time someone tried to get under your skin. A stranger on the road, a colleague who disrespected you in a meeting, a family member who always knows what to say to trigger you. You felt the fire rise, the words form, the tension in your chest. That's the moment. The test. And most people fail. They speak too soon. They move too fast. They give away the very thing they're trying to protect, their power. Now imagine a different outcome. Same insult, same provocation. But this time you pause. You feel the urge to react, but you don't. You let the words land but not enter. You observe, then decide, not worth it. And you walk away, not in retreat but in command. That's not weakness, that's dominance. The man who doesn't flinch holds the room. The man who stays calm owns the moment. Epictetus said, if someone tries to hurt you and you don't accept the injury, then they failed, because pain requires permission. Insults need agreement to stick. But when you meet their noise with stillness, when you stop responding to every push, you rise above their reach. You become untouchable, not because you fight harder, but because you don't fight at all. This doesn't mean becoming passive. You still take action when necessary. You set boundaries. You speak the truth. But you choose the battlefield. You don't get dragged into every petty war. You don't explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You don't argue with noise. You walk through it. That's Stoic emotional strength. That's calm mindset training in practice. The next time someone tries to provoke you, try this. Pause for 3 seconds, just 3. In silence, feel everything, but act on nothing. Ask yourself, do I really want to give them this much control? Then decide. That pause is the space where character is formed. That stillness is what separates the strong from the reactive. Train this daily. In small moments, at the grocery store, in traffic, during arguments. Refuse to respond just to feel better. Let your silence speak for you. Let your calm unsettle them. The man who needs to shout has already lost something. The man who doesn't blink makes everyone else shift. Let them talk. Let them mock. Let them try. But protect your energy like it's gold, because in the end, it is. When you no longer react to every provocation, you gain something rare. You gain clarity. You gain peace. You gain yourself back. Start now. Find one situation today where you would normally snap and don't. Smile, breathe, move on. That's how a Stoic wins. Quietly, completely, without ever playing their game. 4. Treat each situation as a character test. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. That moment of irritation, that challenge that caught you off guard, it's not chaos, it's a mirror. Life is showing you who you are when things stop going your way. Most people flinch, they complain, they ask, why me? But the Stoic man asks, what am I being called to build within myself right now? Pain isn't personal, it's instructional. Every frustration is a weight for your character to lift. Every setback is a forge for your discipline. But only if you stop reacting and start responding. Only if you stop seeing yourself as the victim and start seeing yourself as the architect of your inner strength. The world doesn't get easier. You just get better at facing it. When someone disrespects you at work, when your partner snaps without warning, when a plan crumbles right before the finish line, you're standing in the gym of life. And you have 2 choices. You either let that moment shrink you, or you let it sharpen you. Most men get angry and blame. A Stoic breathes, observes, learns, and then decides, I will not waste this pain. The truth is, ease doesn't shape character. Stress does, discomfort does. That difficult conversation, that betrayal, that delay, they're not blocks in your path. They are the path. But you only see it that way when you stop running from them and start using them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the fire turns what it consumes into flame. That's not poetry. That's training. The thing that was supposed to break you becomes part of your fuel. It's easy to be kind when people are kind. It's easy to be calm when the world cooperates. But when someone yells in your face, when life throws the unexpected, when your pride is bruised, then you see the truth. Then your values are no longer theory. They're tested. That's when strength counts. Not in comfort, but in pressure. And the man who can hold himself steady under pressure is the man who can walk through anything. Don't wait for the world to make it easier for you to grow. It won't. What you can do is change the way you see difficulty, not as a disruption, but as an invitation. You're being invited to step into a stronger version of yourself. And you don't need a perfect life to do that. You just need to treat every uncomfortable moment as training, even the small ones, especially the small ones. The delayed email, the cold look, the traffic jam, that's where the work is done. Quietly, daily, intentionally. Here's how you apply it. The next time you feel your frustration rising, catch it early. Don't run from it, name it. Then ask, what is this shaping in me?